to happen eventually, and now it does as all these the circle shifts up towards the north. Xiao Bei has been sneaking his way forward for a while, but the shots come through, he doesn't connect any of them. Now, finally, able to find a hurt shot, but plenty of damage done in return. Little Ghost wants to come in and have an impact. Xiao Wu needs to cover over the top, needs to help his teammate out, as they're trying to wait at least for Xiao Bei to get the heal on up, and it will happen. Little Ghost peeks on in, gets one. Huge play coming through, but Larry's instantly there responds.
Larry's wants to get that fledge. Zizzy now coming on the backside of this from behind. Xiao Bei, oh, they almost lined up there. That could have been a team bomb. Nice trigger discipline, though, as Xiao Wu will take out Larix. One member left alive, Zizzy. Can he do something
He's too
here?
far away. He was the off angle. He tried to wrap around, tried to be able to backstab. We've seen it work for teams in the past, but Zizzy just too far off, and too disconnected from the rest of his team. And because of that, 17 will live to write home about it. They do lose 2. Little Ghost and Sushu down early, but we know both Xiao Bei and Xiao Wu, they are dangerous, dangerous players. So do not count them out just because they've taken casualties.
The problem for them now becomes Day Trade as well as DDT.
Yeah.
Right. If they even do get rid of Zizzy, if he doesn't get a nice little cheeky backstab on them, they're going to have to move up to a position that's very much occupied by not 1 but 2 teams.
He knows it's a he knows it's a gun game anyway. Might as well try and see what you can salvage. Xiao Wu knocked, should get flushed as well, depending on how much Zizzy dares to peek over. But I believe it's the 2nd or 3rd knock on Xiao Wu, so down low as he tries to crawl for info, and there he falls.
Being traded. Tiggleton gonna go for the spray. He doesn't find the knock though, and now in a bad position.
Every single like shots being fired that they don't get knocks on. It's just another chance for Tygon to peek on forward. Tiggleton now finds 1 in return. So that's 2 down for Sabim as they do manage to get the flush on a couple as well. Sheila should be flashed for days off of that one, but unfortunately Tiggleton will be as well. Plenty of shots fired here, jumping and forth between the players. And so far, Sabim standing their ground. No kills so far, but they are alive. As I say, little Baron peek down to low HP. Sheila finds 1, almost finds the 2nd, but in the end, Sabim will fall. But here comes the Cerberus we were just talking about.
That's exactly what we're talking about now as we see question mark dispatch what's left of Gen G, but Huynh has to fight alone. 2 members of his team knock. He is going to find Duck Mai. But this is going to be so difficult, especially with Blue just encroaching on them.
Outside circle, phase 5. H1 does get a first aid off, but I feel like it's just him. They do get 1 more kill off of it, but nothing more will happen. Cerberus taking a casualty. I don't think they really would have wanted to, but Duck Mai caught off guard there as he tried to get back down behind the Ridgeline shot in the back in transition. So very, very costly for all these teams trying to make their way in. And now up on the northern side, you have Friendly Fire, you have Phase, you have Game PT. They're just sat here waiting. Limited to no damage done to them throughout the entire game. They're going to be on one, especially if these circles keep going in that direction.
I mean, look at one of the helmets there from Day Trade. I mean, they're basically broken at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Falcons do get a nice little pull-up, but they are going to be sandwiched between 4AM potentially and mainly Day Trade coming in from that south position. Meanwhile, Page from Friendly Fire will be taking shots here at question mark as they try to make their approach up that hill, but it is not possible, especially with this angle.
I think Besselog was very happy that Page had to reload there because there was still a solid 50 meters yet of that sprint in the open. And just as I say that, there comes the shot stolen. Him as peeks on over, gets the flush and 1 knock on the other. Dance is all that's left on the team, but that nade, 94 damage done, and 2nd shot comes through over the top, so a little bit of EMEA help coming out as Page gets the shot over the top.
Still, I'm looking at this next shift that is about to go down. And it is going to hard shift to the east. There's literally nothing to play. I'd say 60% of the circle.
And worst thing is the hill is still in. If there's a game for Game PTs to go out and rag up points in, it's gonna be it right here. We'll see now as Day Trade yet again forced to take a fight. This time around it's against Falcons. The Falcons, yet another team who hasn't had to do too much in this match up until this point. But here they are, 1 kill on the board, but all 4 players alive. And as you can see with the helmets and vests, they're barely even touched.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing, the fact that they have 4 players alive. They haven't had to fight. These nades now starting to come down and devastate Day Trade. As there's 2 members knocked in. Beautiful! Silson and Capitan will come and finish that off. Lou at least getting his 1 point for Buchus.
Lining it up as best as they could. The thing is for Falcons, they ain't in yet. They need to try and commit to that shack. They have a car down below and they have Capitan still sat far down towards the southeast. Question mark will fall as well as Cerberus. So multiple teams taken out here as we get a way closer. Actually, no, take that back. Tygon is still creeping his way forward, but I feel like his days are kind of counted.
Yeah, now Falcons, the onus is on them. They need to make this push into 4 AM. As we also see FaZe with so much vision on this, but this might actually cut them out as well. They will be able to play somewhat of the hill to their north, but now Sharp Shot grabbing his spike as he is now wrapping the way of 4 AM.
You know what? I mean, if You can pack it up, you can bring it with you. You can park it right there behind the behind the rock as well. It's not something you see too often. People doing 360s and tail whips with their bikes in a firefight of this caliber. But now back to the Falcons we were talking about just before. Where do they rotate? They have Capitan as the anchor on the eastern side. They got to play the east.
Yeah, they're going to go back to the east. There's no real reason for them to push right now, especially not as especially because Capitan isn't going to be able to help at all.
Do they hunker down behind? I mean, they're still in on the road side. The thing is, Game PT, I mean, I think they're very happy right now that Game PT isn't being more aggressive.
Yes.
They should be up there, almost like over-peaking to get knocks on people, to pressure some of those fights, because no one on this southwest side can spend time focusing Game PT because they know their opponent's right next to them. So go aggressive. Dare to try and take some of those aggro peaks. Even if you do get knocked up on that hillside, you rest, you crawl back down, and you rest your teammates up again.
Especially because they have Hush kind of keeping tabs on FaZe, right? So why not do that? And this is something we actually talked about. Game PT is just, they're very passive.
Got it there, man. You gotta go out and want to claim it. It's gonna be brought home. Aegis, Sharp shots missed there. Somehow Sharp is still alive. In the end, though, he will get the better of him, but took him a few more bullets than I think he would have wanted.
And now it's just down to Pages. As far as friendly fire is concerned,
he's got all the way up. They have no clue.
Oh,
you said Hush was looking.
He was looking in this direction.
He is 8xing the other way. Now he jumps to him too. Famas in hand. That is probably one of the better weapons you want to have on up close fight. But caught with a nade in hand. Make that a flash as James finds the first one, and that is going to be open season for FaZe to now push on forward. They are getting shot from the other side, but if you're Game PT, you have to strike, and you have to strike now.
Yeah, they're trying to, but they're starting to fight back. 2 members knocked here from FaZe. Correxy infects down, and Gustav is nowhere to be found. It's just James.
This was a flank idea that they didn't think they were going to get much of, but once that first knock came through and they thought they had the upper hand, it very quickly ended up working against them.
But go!
Where is the response? They have
2 knocks! Get in there!
2 knocks, no one up there to fortify that. Nade is going to take him down low, and I don't think James has any smokes to deploy to try and get his teammates back up, but nope, that second nade is going to do it. James down as well, as now Gustav, solo player alive. That is Game PT. Very fortunate in a situation that 1 or 2 bullets different could have gone hard against him.
And now just Gustav remains, as he's not in the circle. He is going to have to make some sort of rotation. Page is going to be his biggest obstacle, as he is desperately trying to find him and get rid of him so that he could just move into the circle, Toby.
A placement point, a kill, and Gustav is looking for anything he can. I don't even think those 3 palm trees are going to be in either, so it's a difficult journey up ahead. Good thing for him is with this bullet connecting, there we go. Actually, it's Page who finds it. It's Gustav who finds it from the back, so a 2-point kill to secure top 4.
Now, what is Falcons going to do? They're sat on the backside of 4 angry men who have just been sitting on this plateau trying to rain down as much damage and dictate the circle as possible. Game PT as well.
Game PT got to live with the scare of 1 peeking over, but now they have missed it again. Somehow they're allowing these solos to creep over the top and take him out. With a smoke in hand. Smoke deployed is going to grant him the cover to allow him to use his mortar to shoot over the top.
A little short, I mean quite a bit short actually, but
I like it though.
I do like the idea of him using it, but Game PT, again, just doing themselves no favors with this lack of proactivity. I mean, they're getting some points on the board now, but so many left.
This one is hard to call. Game PT has to move. They have to go down the hill. Here they go. Good thing for them is that everyone on the other side are fighting, but Gustav is still crawling around. He has snuck his way up, and I don't think Game PT knows where he is. They should know that there's a FaZe player still alive, but look where he's prone down. Maybe the guy's going to give it away, but we'll see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, and Game PT down to 2 members. Falcons down to 1. 4 AM would love to recover if they can, but I believe they also will be down to 2 here.
Circle, where do we go? Gustav gets it all to himself, but he's going to run on up. He knows that Kine going to grant him the cover that he needs. Backstep if you can. Game BT once for the 3rd time. Not looking the right direction here. Both of them focusing 4 AM. They're not expecting Gustav to be sprinting up behind them.
Now they're at least going to get rid of 4 AM. Gustav, though, making his approach, using this push. This could be the makings of an incredible play here. If he could just find 2, they're focused on Sills and Toby.
But luckily for Gustav, he doesn't peek at the right time. Does fight hell of a backside now over the tip. Does he win this one? Does he bring it home? Or does the Dane come out victorious? This would be huge for FaZe and for Game PT to bring it home with all the odds that have gone against them, with the fights they have missed, with everything that has worked the way that it has. They somehow come out victorious regardless. Everything was working against Game PT. Everybody wanted them, but they dodged, they weaved, they juked, and somehow